Waka, what's up, and welcome back to the channel for yet another FC Finch review. And today on the table, yes, I know it's been anticipated. I am so sorry. It has taken me a while, but I want to make sure I got everything right. We are going to be reviewing the long-anticipated Fans Toys Parkour, and this is their take on Masterpiece Cliffjumper. Yet another challenger for Masterpiece Cliffjumper enters the title. We got MMC, we got X-Transbots, and now we have Parkour. And I am excited to review this, guy. So let's get right down to it. I'm going to take a quick spin of the box. I do kind of a more in-depth review of the box in my unboxing. I'll put a link in the description down below. You can check that out. It's actually one of my more popular unboxings. So we're just going to go. We got a nice animation of Parkour in both robot and car mode. FT-53 Fans Toys 2023 Parkour, and Parkour on the side. We got Parkour in his car mode on the top. And then, of course, we got him Parkour on the side. Another car mode. You can scan to get the video instruction for his transformation if you want. And then, of course, we have the bio. You can pause and read it now. And then, of course, we got some product shots of Parkour in both robot and car mode. One sweet little bot. So there we go. And we got Dino Cat in the house, but let's take a review, or excuse me, a review and overview. We're doing the review right now of Parkour, and yeah, you could always see got some of my fingerprints on there, whatever, I don't care. But yeah, there is the head sculpt, the eyes done in a nice chrome crystal blue, and a nice like a light gray for the face. So they got a really nice vibrant red for the head sculpt. I really like this head sculpt, and it's complete all the way around. You can look at that. Looks really, really good. Again, I just love how they engineered that. Again, just this beautiful bright red shade of paint. Looks absolutely superb. Got a little bit of the hardware on the side. I mean, again, it's not a Cliffjumper bot, so I can't fault Fans Toys for it, because again, from the side view, it does. He's got a lot of junk hanging out. You know, they got to make this dude transform into a penny racer Porsche 924, and then of course, but look, one thing, again, this is what I love about Fans Toys, is that, you know, they got paint right here. Again, like a lot of companies would just use a flat black plastic, and that will be good enough. Yeah, it looks like the gray is painted, at least on the legs. Is it on the arms? Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Either way, again, looks really good. No hardware displayed on the front, though. That looks absolutely superb. And again, you got some transparent plastic for the blue. And again, I love how Fans Toys puts a nice dark transparent plastic, so it looks premium enough, but it hides all the robot junk within. So that is really superb. Again, the back, really good the way they did the back. And it's clearly, it's all folded up on the back. I mean, it's not the Cliffjumper bot. What do you want? But they do have the little wheel thing on his back, and he's got robo cleavage up here. You know, again, going to the back again, mostly clean, except for kind of as you get down to the hips. You got like a little open space here, and then of course some hinges back here. The feet clean up really well. Got a little bit of blue showing, but for the most part, they look really clean, really good. Again, Fans Toys getting rid of a lot of the gappage, at least from the top, that a lot of companies have, and I really kind of like how they put the wheel well, to kind of try and close this up and fill it in red as much as you can. The feet, again, typical Masterpiece Cliffjumper feet. You know, again, this is I mean, he has to compact down into a penny racer car, yet he still has to be a certain height. So again, overall, for the most part, I do think this looks really good. Again, Fans Toys is killing me with that paint all over. I do absolutely love that. So again, just a really nice, good looking figure. He does have kind of a weight to him, which is really, again, this is why I love Fans Toys. You know, for a mini bot, he's got some substance in hand. Feels really premium. So I do like that. Let's talk about his articulation. So the head can swivel all the way around. It is on a hinge, and it will get you way up. So you could do the scene from the first episode, the second episode, excuse me, where he's got a sight set on Megatron, and you want him laying down like that. You just break the sculpt a little bit, but whatever. If you're looking at him head on, you're not going to worry about that. Now the arms are on this, so they're on this separate hinge here, and then they're on a hinge right at the. They're on the hinge right here. So when you're moving this, you inadvertently move this part. But again, you know, so you can rotate this up here. I believe this is for transformation. And then you just rotate this around here like this. You can rotate him from the back. You can get him all the way out. You can bring him down. He does come with a bicep swivel, and of course he does have a single jointed elbow that gets you over 90. How about that? And he has the typical mini bot hands where he has just the 4 fingers on a base pin knuckle, so he gets that. And then of course he has wrist swivel. And moving now, let's get his arms out of the way, make him out to a T. He does have a soft waist swivel, no ab crunch to speak of. He can get you a full fusion, a mini fusion kick, and you'll notice that the front hip skirt does the MP-44, aka Outrider thing. The side hip skirt does open up, and it takes a little bit of the back with it. He can get you back about that far. He can get you all the way out to the side like that. He can do the thigh swivel. He can do a over 90 on a single hinge at the knee, so look at that. And then of course his feet are on a ball joint. You can get a little bit up, you can get a little bit low, you can get a little bit side to side. So there you go, and that is it for articulation. And let's talk about his accessories. He does come with a few. So he does come with some spare heads. He comes, actually, this is one of the only Cliffjumpers to actually come with quite a few spare heads. So of course, we got Happy Cliffjumper right here. Again, the eyes done in a nice blue chrome, nice vibrant red paint. And there you go. And what you do, how you switch this out is you just pull the head off, pull it right off, and you can just see it does it's basically the same one they used for rig, and you can just put the new head right back on and push it in. And there you go. You got Happy Cliffjumper just like that. Or you can give him kind of indifferent Cliffjumper, or O Pikachu. I guess this is his O Pikachu Cliffjumper face. And there you go there. And then of course you got Cliffjumper, the screaming Cliffjumper face. So there you go for there. So yeah, tons of good facial options. In fact, like I said, one of the only Cliffjumper offerings with a lot of facial options. And then you got, of course, his signature bazooka, because he's a badass little bot with a bazooka, and it's painted in a nice silver. It does have the bipod that moves back and forth just like that. You can get the cannon going, the little trigger piece going back and forth, so like it does lock into position right down here. And of course he does have his gun, of course, painted in a nice, so we've got a screw right here. It's got a, it's not a screw loose though. And again, it's kind of like a scaled down version of Mirage's gun. And you can see it has the tab right back on there. And of course this can go up like this. And how this fits into his hand, it's the same way as rig, except this one actually works this time. You'll notice he has a tab right in the back of his hand, and you just put the gun in, and you can close up the hand, and there you go, just like that. And you can give him also his bazooka. You gotta leave his arm, keep his arm a little straight for the bazooka, since it does lack adjustability on the handle. And yeah, now this bot is ready to lay some major waste to the Decepticons. So yeah, that is pretty cool. And he does have a couple more accessories, but those are all for his vehicle mode. And for some quick comparisons, let's do him with the big boss bot, MP-44, so you can see how that works out, and looks pretty good right there. Move MP-44 out of the way, and we can get him with his buddy, or one of his buddies, one of the last surviving autos. So get him with Fans Toys Jive, aka Jazz. So there we go for that. And well, second to lastly, but not second to leastly, let's get all the mini bots I have in the photo. So you can see we got Skids, we got Sea Spray, we got Huffer, and we got Wind Charger, and you can kind of see how all that works out. And move these guys out of the way, and yeah, he fits right in with the team, with the family. So mini bots unite, and there we go. And lastly but not leastly, there he is with, of course, X-Transbot's Toro, their Cliffjumper offering. And yeah, you could already see that Fans Toys definitely, in my opinion, at least in robot mode, wins on proportions, wins on basic overall cartoon accuracy. I mean, if you are looking for the better display piece, Fans Toys is your go-to. We'll take a look at the sides and you can just see, I mean, Fans Toys, even though they both got junk on the back, Fans Toys keeps it so much cleaner. You know, you got the red down here, you got the black over here. Moving to the back, again, Fans Toys tries to go as cartoon accurate as possible. You got basically the whole back of the Porsche hanging out on the X-Transbots. And I think Fans Toys, I like the height of the Fans Toys a bit better. Now that's not to say that Toro is entirely detrimental. Toro, I definitely feel, has potential as the better play piece. So again, it really comes down to what you're looking for. I'm definitely keeping both in my collection. I'm not going to do a comparison on these, but I'll beyond what's in this review. But yeah, so I mean, it really depends on what you're going for, or you can get both because Toro is significantly cheaper. They're a little bit cheaper than this guy, about $30-40 or so. And a lot of people, I got this for about $60 used with no box. So, but yeah, so there you go. Just kind of something to be mindful of, something to kind of take a look at. So, yeah, all in what you're looking for. But that is the Battle of the Cliffjumpers. I do have the MMC, and if you watch my Toro review, you know that it's in pieces. If you want to know what happened to it, just watch TM Review's review of his blue special edition Toro that he, or a special edition Hellion, excuse me, MMC's Hellion, that he got from a convention. It's like, I think the video is like a year old. It's light blue one, you can't miss it. And mine basically broke the exact same way as he is. The central hinge was too tight. So yeah, no MMC, I mean, unless you want to see a headless MMC Hellion. So yeah, no MMC comparison because mine broke on me. So the only Transformer to ever break on me. So there we go. Alright, so let's get Mr. Parkour transformed up into his vehicle mode, and this is, you know what, I think this transformation is a bit overplayed. There is a lot to do. It can be a bit tedious. There is a lot of flaps, and some things don't tab in, but overall, I don't think it's a terrible transformation. In fact, I think it's quite intuitive given what it has to do. So let's get right into it, and first off, let's just bring these up. You're just going to bring it up on this armature, if it already doesn't kind of do it already, and then what you have here is you have these tabs right here, and we can just, you want to use a spudger and just get everything untabbed. Yep, there we go. And once you've done it once, they do actually untab quite easily the second time around. So just kind of something to be mindful of. And I already have done this once. And inadvertently, oh, hold on. This. There it is. There we go. So now those are both untabbed. And real quick, this might come untabbed just by the nature of playing with this. And this is basically unlocking the entire back. And how this attaches is you have this pinhole right here. You have this pinhole right here. And if you notice, you have a... Where are they? Oh, and it's basically attached to these pinholes right here. I apologize for that. And so there we go for that. So now that is basically all unlocked. And if you want, you can take these hooks and just kind of unlock them here and just kind of unlock this whole, this is basically this whole roof line. And so there we go for that. So now what you're going to do is you are going to take this flap right here on the back of his arm, and he's already starting to kind of flap around. And it just kind of, you will just kind of want to get a spudger in there. We can kind of bring this out just like this, give ourselves a little bit of room to work. There we go. So it's going to come out just like this, and you're going to bring it down, just kind of put it against the hand like that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to kind of work it up just like this. Now, you got this going on. This tab right here is going to go right into here. So you want to make sure that this is up all the way like that. So it's kind of like vertical. And you're going to turn the arm in, and you're just going to place it right in there. And it doesn't like really lock in. It just kind of sits there just like that. And you are going to do the same thing on this arm. So I'm going to do that off camera. All right, so now we got him looking like that, all kinds of opened up. And what we want to do next, and get this out of the way, is we're going to pull these out all the way to the side. And you want to make sure that they get all the way outside. You just got to work them just like that. Make sure he is just like that. And then additionally, what we want to do is, so you can bring this around like this, and you want to make sure you can kind of turn the hand. Make sure the hands are kind of facing out this way. Same thing with the other side. Let's get him over like that. And so there we go. So we got him looking like this. You just want to kind of keep these as close together as you can. And what we're going to do next is you can take his head and you can kind of fold it back in there. It'll sit just like that. And now what we can do, and real quick, one step that I did forget, I just want to backtrack a little bit, is you have this piece right here. You want to kind of bring it down. Just like that. So bring it out, bring it down, and you can see it's got this little piece right here. Just leave this like this for now. Same thing on the other side. Open this up, bring it down just like that. So there you go for that. So we have this going on. So what I'm going to suggest is you bring these up just like this. Get them out of our way just because we might have to put some pressure on the side areas here. And what you're going to do is you're going to notice you have a little pin here. There you have a hole here. And you're just going to kind of bring the back rear side panel around the side like that. It's going to fit right in. Same thing for this side. Let me show it as best I can. Get in the hole. Get in the hole. That's your home. That's your home. Are you too good for your home? I think I'm quoting another famous YouTuber there who was actually quoting Adam Sandler from that one movie. Hold on, something's not tabbed in correctly. There we go. There we go. Okay, and now what we can do is you have this lever right here, and you're just going to kind of move this up. It's on this little ball joint. You're just going to kind of move it in. And you're going to kind of attach it into here. This locks. So how this locks is you push this in here, and then you have these over-under tabs right here. So you're going to do the same on this side. Just make sure that you get this little hinge laying down like this. There we go. And so that should be just like that. Like push these kind of back, get these, oh, they came apart on me. Get these back better lined up just like that. So now you can have those lined up just like that. And then if you want, you can kind of bring these up. They're on this little double hinge right here. And they'll just go up just like that. Same thing with the other side. I kind of did it already. And there you go. So now we got the whole back end of the car done. So now what we can do is, first off, let's just do some preliminary cleanup work. Let's get this brought back here, and this can just sit back just like that, and we can just leave this like this. And you're going to rotate his legs all the way around and kind of make them as straight as you can, and then kind of spread his legs apart because we need a little bit of room to work. Yes, we will. So what you want to do is you want to just kind of bring the door under, and it kind of does it easier after the first time. You can bring the window out. It does require a little bit of force, and there you have a door. And then what you can do is you can fold this down right here, and you can see it's going to form his little wheel arch. And then additionally, what you can do is you have the front piece right here, the front fascia, and that's just going to come down. You can see it's got a little tab that's going to go right into a slot on the wheel arch. So just got to make sure the wheel arch is out all the way like that, and there you go. So it's going to tab in just like that. And then what you can do is you can bring this out like this, and you can kind of open this up from the top. So now you got basically his whole foot exploded just like that. So next up, this you might need a spudger for. In fact, I would recommend a spudger. You're just going to kind of break it apart, and I will say that I cheated a bit. This I already kind of had this broken open just to save time's sake. And let me show you how this works. So you have this piece that comes down and it fits into a little slot right here, and then these pieces tab right into here and here. So what you can do with that is what you're gonna do, and this is kind of a interesting piece of work here, is you're going to rotate the leg like this, and you want to work this down all the way like that, just like this. So it's sitting just like that. And then what we can do is, keep this open. You're gonna work this all the way in like this. It's kind of a little juggling act. And you're gonna bring that forward just like that. And then you can close up this around the thigh just like that. And you can seat this just like this. And then what you can do, and again, it's kind of hard to show, so I do apologize, is you just bring the hood around and you snap it in place. Leave the door open because we're going to be using that. And you can leave it just like that. And you know what? Just because it's a pain in the butt, I'm going to show you on the other side. So now let's do the other foot, aka leg. And we'll just open the door up, fold the mirror out, bring the wheel down, also take the front fascia, and it's gonna, you got the little peg right here, it's gonna peg right in here for its new home. There you go. And then you're gonna open up this piece right here. And then, all right, so let us get this open. There we go, just like that. And same thing, we want to push this ball joint all the way forward. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring this leg up. So this leg is gonna come up just like this, and this can go down like that. And then we can bring this up and over, just like that. Leave the door open on this side. It's become a floppy mess. And then what you want to do is bring up this panel right here, and you're gonna bring it and clip it in. Clip it in like that, just like on the other side. And then what we can do, not clipping, there we go. Now what we could do is you could just bring this together. It's got a little over-under thing at the front. You can just kind of bring these both together just like this. Keep the doors open. So now we have some semblance of a car that is a bit more floppy. And there we go for that. So next up, what you want to do is you'll notice real quick, you have these tabs. You'll have two tabs right under here, and you'll have two little graphs right under there. And you can bring this down. This kind of comes down in this double hinge feature right here. And it just kind of comes down just like that. Pain and suffering. Oh, come on, you. Come on, you. There we go. There we go. Just like that. And then this is going to fit into here just like this. It's going to snap in just like that. And then what we can do is you can take these out. You can bring out, they have like a little fold out piece that you can bring back around. Same thing for this side. You can bring that out. And additionally, we can bring these up. And what we're going to do is you notice you got like little pegs right here, and they're going to peg into the roof line just like that. Same thing for the other side. We'll bring the door out of the way still. We don't need that in our way. And we can bring the back window, and that's going to sit. You're going to have the hooks kind of go into these. These hooks are going to kind of go in these inserts right here, and then you got the square pegs that are going to go right in here. There we go. And then what we're going to do is you kind of got these little over-under hooks that are going to go right into here. Going to clip right on like that. Same thing for the other side. There we go, just like that. And we're going to shut the doors. And you'll notice the doors have the peg right here, and they have the little insert right here that goes around there. And you can just shut. You can shut the front door. There we go for that side, and then we go, and then just same thing for this side. Cool. And like magic, there we have Parkour, aka Cliffjumper, in his very toonish alt mode. And there he is in his alternate mode, and that is, I mean, if you want cartoon, this is the best in the business, quite frankly. So let's get a good look at the details. So again, more of that gorgeous, vibrant red paint. And you know, you gotta hand it to Fans Toys on this front. I mean, they took this tall, like what, 4 or 5 inch bot and compacted him down to like what? He's like a little less than 4 inches of a car. So like, they took a good couple inches off this dude. I mean, seriously, and they compacted him down to this car. Flip it upside down. Again, he got his hands visible, but whatever. I mean, it's for the most part, this is a very clean robot. Now, one thing, we'll talk about this later. I can't. This thing is kind of flippity floppity loose. I think I might have to tighten the screw right here. I'm not too sure. So he'll roll backwards, but he kind of needs a little help going forwards, and he won't roll on carpet because of that. So I gotta tighten that up. But he does roll pretty good. So he does have rubber tires. It looks very, very good. Nice shiny wheels. Again, just really nice shiny wheels. Got some nice transparent plastic for all the windows. Looks really good. They kind of got it frosted on the front, and it's really dark in the back. I think this might be painted, and it blocks out all the robot junk, so good on them for that. I really love that gorgeous vibrant red paint. They got the front headlights done in a nice, it's a chrome. It's a nice chrome red. That actually looks really, really good. And yeah, no, just seriously, it looks really, really good. He is a penny racer Porsche 924, as we stated in the X-Trans last year. So he's a Porsche. He's just a very kind of smooshed Porsche. So yeah, and you got the wing back here again. Just no, really, really good looking alt mode, and really well done, really solid engineering. And you can utilize some of his accessories in alt mode. So first off, what you want to do is you're going to take the bipod on the cannon, just fold that up, just like that, and fold the handle up. You'll see it comes down like a little tab right here. And then you can take his gun, you can fold his trigger back, and then just rotate this aside. It locks in nice and firmly. And then what you do is first let's take, you're going to notice there's a little notch up here, and you can just put the cannon inside the notch, just like that. It'll lock in mostly securely. Just like that. And then you take the gun, you're going to put it right on this little piece right here. And yeah, and there you go. And that looks as ridiculous as any gun mounted to an alt mode will. I don't recall ever seeing them like this in the series. This is sure as heck the only time I'm ever gonna do it. So, but hey, the option is there if you want it to, and you can store all his weapons on him in alt mode. Also, additionally, for an additional feature, his doors do open to reveal nothing, but they do tab in nice and firmly. I'm actually pretty happy with how all this robot, there we go. So it's got a tab up, so we've got the tab up there and the tab right here. It actually does that pretty firm, but good for a few photo ops. And yeah, he looks right in scale with MP44's figurines. That'll be displayed during the short, so you can check that out. But yeah, and hey, I guess if you want, you could fold these fold the windows down and he could be, hey, windows open. So yeah, there you go right there. And for one final, I'm going to take this up. For one final feature, he does come with his Cliffjumper will not be complete without his skis, and they are done. They're done. Got some nice painted silver and painted, fully painted. Good Lord, you can see that they're two-piece. So they painted the silver part, plugged it in here, and that just looks good. And unlike the X Transbots, this goes onto each wheel, so you can see you have a little spot right here. It is kind of a pain in the butt, but you want the silver part on the outside. You just kind of snake this over here, and there you go. We'll go all the way around, and again the curved side goes up first. Oh wow, this is going I was gonna turn the camera off while I did the rest, but apparently this is going a bit easier than I thought it would. You just gotta watch. Okay, I was just kind of trying to take the tire off. You just gotta kind of watch so it doesn't take the tire off the wheel. And what I would recommend is you just kind of go in from the inside. And there you go. And there he is with his skis, his definitive skis from that one episode. Again, that looks really, really good on him and great for a few photo ops and whatnot. So again, all the kind of the most sparing Cliffjumper for accessories, but he does have it where it counts, and he has everything that you would need. So there you go. And for a vehicular comparison, let's bring in our typical MP18, and we'll put him side by side with his buddy. And again, you know, he's going for the penny racer look. So you know, by G1, I'm sure he looks accurate in size wise, but obviously the Porsche 924 would probably be about on par with the Datsun 280. But there you go, and you just kind of see how those guys work out together. And of course, we gotta bring the Toro in, X Transbot's Toro. And yeah, so again, it really depends on, I gotta get this thing, it depends on what you want to do. It depends on what you're going for. I can say for sure I prefer the X Transbots in terms of vehicular role, but I'm also a car person, so I do like the looks of the Porsche 924, not so much the smooshed penny racer look. But again, this is purely subjective. If you want that look of the Porsche 924, then yeah, you definitely can go X Transbots, but you're gonna sacrifice it in the robot mode versus Parkour, which if total tune is what you are after, Parkour just knocks it out of the park by miles. I mean, it's not even close in terms of robot mode and car mode. But again, it really depends on what you want to go for. But you can kind of get these two together, and yeah, you know, there you go. So let's summarize, and there it is for Fans Toys FT-53 Parkour, their masterpiece Cliffjumper entry. And yeah, this is an already seemingly crowded field regarding third-party Cliffjumpers. No official yet, but we got the MMC, we got the X Transbots, and now we got this. And this, in my opinion, is the best of the bunch. Again, the robot mode, beautiful in my opinion. Again, he's got the junk on the back, excuse me. But it's limited as much as they possibly could. I was not crazy about the alt mode before this guy. I more prefer the 924 Porsche look that the X Transbots has, but you know what? The transformation on this is so intuitive, and it just kind of brilliance how it all comes together. So again, I'm really happy with this figure overall. This is my new main Cliffjumper for my collection. X Transbots will still be around, but he's going to the secondary shelf, so he's sticking around, but I definitely prefer this offering as the king of them all. So yeah, and yeah, no, very, again, paint, build, just really cool, and yeah, it's kind of a magical figure. So yeah, that being said, if you want your own Cliffjumper, you can check out the Chosen Prime. That is where I got this ship from. I'm assuming assuming he should still be in stock, but you never know. I'll put a link in the description down below nevertheless. And if you like this video, please consider hitting that like button. Also consider subscribing to the channel if you feel, subscribing to the channel if you feel, man, I can't say English today. Subscribing to the channel if you feel so inclined. I thank you very much. We have new content coming out every day, every other day, every week. So by all means, stick around for that. Check out some of my older videos, especially the Fan Toys one. Link in the description below for that as well. And that being said, I have been FC Finch. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.